I am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. And what? We have Aiden Ross on our screen. And why do we have Aiden Ross on our screen? Because he's deciding to attack a hip hop artist in Doechii. Yes, apparently Aiden doesn't like anybody associated with TDE. Clearly, seeing the fact that Drake is his boy. And I guess he got triggered by seeing this. Can we get a Doechii scream? He was like, what? Doechii scream? What? So he decided to crash out. We got a few clips to listen to. And then on top of that, we'll hear what Ak has to say about it. Of course, look, that's how we fill these video outs. Look, I got to fill this time in. So here we are. Anyways, let's get into it.
I hope everyone... Oh, Doechii rant? Oh, dude, don't get me started on that bitch. Hey, don't get me started on that bitch. Don't get me started on that industry plant. Don't get me started. You guys can say shit, whatever you want about me, but one thing about me is I'm not an industry plant. I've been streaming for like a long time now. Fuck Doechii. The umbrella clip pissed me off. What an
Aiden Ross is not an industry plant. Look, I sat here and did this, and I was like, I'm going to take it back. Because Aiden's not an industry plant. He's not. He's playing 2K, saying a whole bunch of gay shit while doing streams with Bronny. He's, he made it happen. He figured it out. But there's a lot of niggas that got big off of 2K. So Aiden's just one of those people from that crop.
What an entitled, unintelligent piece of shit she is, bro. She deserves... Bro, I'm not joking, bro. Stop listening to her music. Cardi and Abel, why would you give her a feature on a remix? You shouldn't have cleared it. She's just the worst. She's a piece of shit. She stole someone that I used to know. She makes no good music. She's horrible.
That I agree with. I agree with him there. Not the she's horrible bitch part, all the disrespect. I don't agree with the disrespectful shit. But the time one, I don't even really... I like the hook. The hook, bro. The Weeknd, honestly, if you ask me, The Weeknd for me would be on a fucking fire-ass run right now if he stopped doing features with fucking Playboy Cardi. He's making some amazing fucking music. I love Hurry Up Tomorrow. That is an amazing album. He's making some great music. But that's the thing. He for some reason he's fucking with Playboy Cardi I don't know. Playboy Cardi fucks up Timeless. The song is fire. Weeknd's verse is hard, hook is hard, but here come Playboy Cardi. I don't hear that shit. Rather Lie. That is a fucking smash hit. It would be the #1 song in the country right now if Playboy Cardi wasn't on it. The only thing that's stopping that song from getting the replay value that it deserves to get is because it's a Playboy Cardi song. Rather Lie is... I wish he would have gave that to just another rapper, bro. Why? Future. Give it to Future. We'd have a hit. But no, you gave it to the trash ass nigga Playboy Cardi. That's the Weeknd's only problem right now. Outside of that, he is cooking. He is fucking cooking. Like I said, I love Hurry Up Tomorrow. I listened to a lot of songs from that album. And that shit came out in like February, January. Like, I'm still consistently listening to that album. Dope ass album. Love it. But regardless of it, I do not think Doechii needed to be on that song, that Timeless song. She didn't add nothing to it. Her verse wasn't hard. It was all right, It was cool. That's about it. That's about it. So adding her to it did nothing for it, in my opinion.
Jake Future, what's up, my dog? So fuck Doechii. Fuck Doechii. Fuck Doechii. Okay? She has zero talent. It's not race. It's not gender, guys. I come at everybody. I don't care what gender or race you are. If you're disrespectful to a 9-to-5 hardworking person, it pisses me off.
Also, another thing. Ak got so many sons. I get tired of this shit. Ak too humble for me. And that's the thing is to a lot of niggas he's arrogant as shit. He's cocky as shit. Nobody likes him. But he has every right to talk that way. Why? Because he birthed a lot of these niggas. A lot of these niggas. A lot of lingo and slang you hear most of these top popping streamers use. was using. Ack was saying these things. Ack was doing. Ninja wasn't doing it. Nobody else that was on Twitch in 2015, 2016 was doing it. It was Ack. I mean, he sprouted all these fucking kids. None of them truly do it. Other than Aiden. Aiden is respectful for that. He does look out for Ack because he understands where he at least gets his lingo from. And his style of doing things, clearly. But Kai and them, they keep in close touch personally with them because at the end of the day, he has the biggest hip hop platform on Instagram, YouTube, no matter what. He has the biggest hip hop platform. I'm sorry, all the haters out there. It's okay. You have to objectively, even if I hated Akademiks, I would have to objectively say he has the biggest hip hop platform. So you got to keep nice with him as much as you possibly can, but they don't give him the credit that he deserves his flowers. Ack birthed a lot of these niggas. A lot of these niggas saw Ack and said, hey, what if I did what he's doing while doing what I love to do on Twitch and using the same lingo and boom, and doing the same thing. Boom. Oh, Ack was just having rappers, come through the stream and, video call. Let's actually have them come to the stream. Let's actually have the rapper pull up to the stream. And they were popping enough, and this is where the lay of the landscape was going. So the rappers saw it convenient for them to come on the stream. So they said, yeah, let's come on the fucking stream. You got to pay attention. I just be paying. I didn't pay. I've been an internet baby since I could be an internet baby. I've been paying attention to all this shit for the longest. And I done seen how all these niggas then came up. Do I respect it? A little bit. Did some of them work for it? Yeah. But a lot of them got to the top and turned out to be as arrogant, as cocky as we thought they were.
It's a pet peeve. You're a multimillionaire getting mad and raging and yelling at 9-to-5 workers. It's bullshit. It's wrong. I'm sorry, and I'm going to call it out for what it is. Have patience. You're blessed to be making millions of dollars doing something you love in this world. So why do you can't have a little bit of patience or calm? Pop a fucking Xanny if you need to. No, fuck drugs. But for real, fuck. So all these people want to make it about race. It's just horrible. Stop doing this bullshit. This is the problem with the internet. It's it just makes it really, really fucked. It makes it really, really fucked. It really does. It's just that's just how it is. So I don't know how Doechii is as a human being. I don't know, and I don't really care. I'm sure she doesn't care how I am as a human being. She probably wants to kill me. I don't give a fuck. Whatever she wants to. She probably wants to smack me. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm gonna double down and just repeatedly again. I'm not folding. It was trash. It was wising people because there's already so much hate in this world. I just don't want it to be normalized to disrespect 9-to-5 workers or spit upon them, and I don't fuck with that at all. I call it out for what it is. That's the reason how you know someone's true colors. If I'm ever sitting at a restaurant with somebody and they're mean to a waitress or waiter, that's how you know who they really are. Don't treat me like, oh, Aiden Ross, all this shit, or oh, DDG. But the way they speak to a waiter or waitress, I've seen it before. It's disgusting. Automatically, I leave the dinner table. I'm like, yo, fuck this person. I don't want to do business with this person if I'm in a meeting. Right. Because that's their character. The way they treat a regular, normal human being who works their ass off. Bro, these people are probably hardworking mothers, fathers, etc. You got to put that into consideration. Now, she may be frustrated. Maybe she went through something that day. Cool. But that's my whole take on that. I just think that if you're a 9-to-5 worker, treat everyone with respect. Treat everyone how you should want to be treated. That's all. You're not more superior just because you're more blessed. Does that make sense? You don't come off as that, but because you're more blessed and an opportunity to be able to make money.
Now, TDE Punch had seemingly responded to those criticisms from Aiden Ross. He goes, these internet guys are really going too far. It's the difference between entertainment and being disrespectful. I understand it's certain people's brands to say the things they say, but it's going to go somewhere else. Eventually, everyone will see each other. No threats. Let's just keep it cool and respectful. Now, I'm sure eventually people would see Aiden. But Aiden got a lot of bread. And I'm sure Aiden understands that while I'm sure it is a big community that loves him, it is a big community that hates him and would love to see violence among him. So yeah, he probably stays with armed security. He ain't got the Jack Doherty security where they're letting niggas rob him for clout. He ain't got that security. No, he got the niggas that might put a nigga down for real. You get too close if he don't know you. if he think you a threat, he got some niggas that might put a nigga down. Aiden got money. Aiden got bread. He got some change. So, you know, I get eventually y'all might see him, but I doubt anything would happen. It'd probably just be a conversation.
Now, if that's what you want to stand on, be like, yo, how dare you call her the B word? I get you. By the way, my opinion on the umbrella situation, I understand high tense moment. I'm not going to say that she's an asshole because that's only one moment in time. I would have to see much more. Sometimes people are stressed. Sometimes people feel like, hey, they have so much on their shoulders. And yes, sometimes you bark at your employees. I'm not saying I necessarily do it mine, but sometimes it's not the best moment when there's a million cameras and million audio devices capturing it. Sometimes, again, she's there trying to change in this thing, million things on her mind. She probably's like, come on, let's get this the fuck going on. I get it, chat. So I actually excuse her for that. You know, obviously, that should have happened behind closed doors or maybe never happened at all, but it was a high pressure, intense moment. You know, a brand probably put a lot of money for her to get there. Cool. I don't judge her for that moment, and I wouldn't use this moment to indict her personality or her demeanor unless I seen much more of it. Now, Aiden clearly has a different opinion, like many people have a different opinion. Now, I'm going to say this, and before we get to the TDE stuff, there is, and I'm being very honest and nuanced here, there's a whole discussion that's being had, is Doechii a industry plant? A lot of people feel like she came out of nowhere. People feel like this is a TDE industry plant that has just been planted in an industry. And we all know, we don't got to define what an industry plant is, but sometimes an industry plant, people might just be unaware of their come up. What ends up happening when someone believes someone is an industry plant, they are naturally resistant to that person, and usually that turns to hate. For example, I believe she got nominated or won a Grammy when people felt they only knew one song of hers. She's all over the place, over every cover of every magazine. She's been pushed down our throats via Spotify playlists and other angles where it's like, hey, if you don't like this person, and this is another thing that people rebel at because people like free choice. We live in America. People like free choice. When you almost say, well, if you don't like her, you don't like real hip hop or you don't like black women, people are going to resist her. And I'm not speaking for Aiden Ross. I'm speaking about why I've seen criticisms of Doechii. I have no problem with her. I don't even know how she is. Like, I don't know her personally. I've never talked to her. So I'm not here like, no. Okay? Now, also, I do think she's getting some of the backlash. And y'all going to say, oh my God, you're a dick riding. It's not. I think some of the backlash due to Kendrick is getting to her. Some people that might like Drake, they're going to not be that fond of her. And also, this idea of bots, right? Here's the thing. I'm not saying Kendrick is bots. We see the shows. Kendrick is doing good. But this idea and conversation about bots that everybody likes to duck, when you see a newer artist seemingly getting every accolade, every award, being pushed, and you can't even identify her fan base, right? The thing about most artists, you could be like, oh, that's the Cardi Hive. That's the Barty fans. That's the Nicki Barbs. That's the OVO stands or whatever. No disrespect to them. But you could see it. With Doechii, people feel like it's the industry saying, if you're a good person, and I think this is why people are so opposed to her. Not everybody, because she does have a wave. So many people feel like they have to speak out against her, right? Because me, at this point, I'm like, if she's not my cup of tea, I just won't say nothing. Like, I don't feel she's that offensive, right? But some people feel like they got to speak out about her because they feel the industry is constantly throwing her in our face. She's on the cover of this. She's on this. She's on this. She's on that. She's on this. She's on that. She's on this. She's on that. And it's one of those things where they're like, yo, people are very smart. They're very perceptive. They're like, I know how hot you got to be to get these looks. And they're like, why do y'all all keep telling us this girl is hot without us telling you she is? And that's where a lot of people are coming for. So I see why some people have some vitriol to not only her wave, but when they see her, again, I forgive her. She don't need my forgiveness, but I don't really look at anything with the umbrella thing. But I see why some people are like, not only do I think this industry planted her here, but I think she's a ungrateful and rude person. That's why you're seeing someone like Aiden Ross say what he says. Okay? Now, here's the thing. I try to do a good job of explaining, because what Aiden said, there's a lot of people who also believes. Maybe they don't call out her name, but they believe she's an industry plant. Here's the thing with TDE. TDE operates like how Kendrick operates. They instead of trying to bring people in, they usually take this us versus them mentality. As you can see by the biggest song in the world, Not Like Us. It's like, oh, if you don't get it, you're not like us. And this has happened with many artists. Like, I thought Murray was an industry plant. I thought, well, I didn't think, but a lot of people thought Russ was an industry plant. We've heard this thought about industry plants, and sometimes people then fall back off the idea because they're like, oh, that's a real fan base. We're seeing the work. But this is a natural reaction by hip-hop fans when they see somebody jump out of the blue to them, and they can't see the work for the come up, and then they also see that person everywhere. Now, TDE's not going to understand that. And I think this is one thing about TDE. They start acting like they're gangsters a little bit. I never like it. Look what Punch posted. These internet guys are really going far. It's a difference between entertainment and being disrespectful. I understand it's certain people's brands to say the things they say, but it's going to somewhere else. Eventually, everyone will see each other. No threats. The mere fact you had to write no threats, you know you're threatening, okay? Let's just keep it cool and respectful. Again, the thing, and by the way, I'm giving some unsolicited advice to TDE. Doechii, I think she has tremendous potential in this industry. You guys should try to address some of what people are saying in terms of her being an industry plant, or you're going to get people more and more opposed to her and turn it into a Meg Thee Stallion situation. When you ignore the obvious talking point and you act like, yes, she does have an audience. She does have some buzz and you guys are doing a great job for her. But the people who feel she's undeserving, and maybe, again, it's only if you want to grow her career. You want to grow her career, you're going to have to address that. You don't got to talk to those people, but you have to. If people are thinking she's an industry plant, I don't know. With her next project, next something, show something. Maybe start giving either documentaries or little vlogs that could show the work that she's done, where she's came from, because that's where some people think about that. Now, if Punch is only talking about Aiden calling her the B word, and he's very upset that, that's the case. I mean, I guess to each his own, right? If that's the only thing. But I just want to continually be constructive and nuanced in how I'm critiquing Doechii. A lot of people believe she's an industry plant. And the thought or feelings or people trying to reject her or having some hate towards her, especially when she's succeeding, is because they feel like she has been unfairly, unwarrantedly, and without work or merit, given certain spots, put in certain places that other artists that have either worked harder or been around longer hasn't got. That is going to be a messaging problem for you guys. So I get it. TDE Punch. Maybe this is the time you oil up your hands with baby oil and send out messages like you want to punch Aiden Ross in the face because of what he said. But I do want to say, beyond maybe what you're probably going to take as the most disrespectful thing, him calling her the B word, there is some valid points and people are criticizing her. And I'm going to be honest with you, that message is getting louder and louder.
Now, I feel like I already talked about Doechii being an industry plant in another video, but for the sake of the fact that you probably didn't see that video, if you're watching this, do I think Doechii's an industry plant? No, I don't know. I was hearing about Doechii before all of this hype and stuff had been happening. So, in my opinion, a button got pressed did she deserve for the button to get pressed? I believe so, because I believe she is a talented artist at the end of the day, a talented rapper as well. Now, do I think it's other black women that rap that should get that button pressed? For sure. Rap City, No Name. It's some other black women that are rapping and doing it at a fucking elite top tier level, to the point where you could say they're not only out rapping the female rappers, but they're out rapping the male rappers as well. They deserve the Doechii button push. I'm just saying. But regardless of it, no, she's not an industry plant. I feel like Aiden was just defending his boy Drake, and so if anybody from TDE gets mentioned, I guess he really felt a type of way when she was yelling at her assistants for more umbrellas. He was like, "That's not right. These are 9-to-5 workers. They deserve respects because they are human beings." And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at him feeling that way, because he's not wrong. When it came down to that situation, did I care? No. I didn't. She needed more umbrellas. My thing was, why did she need more we couldn't see what she was wearing, and then when she revealed what she was wearing on the Met Gala carpet, it wasn't like, oh my God, I see why she was trying to hide this. No, it was just a suit. It's just a Louis Vuitton suit with a nice tie. Like, it looked nice. She looked good, but I'm just saying it wasn't nothing special. It wasn't nothing special to be covering yourself in a box walking to the damn truck because you don't want paparazzi to catch your look before you get to the Met Gala. So yeah, but outside of that, yeah, I didn't give a fuck. Either way. And when it comes down to it, Punch has every right to defend his artist, even if it's in a passive aggressive way, because that tweet was very passive aggressive. But yeah, that's this situation for me, at least. That's my 2 cents. If you care, regardless of it, let me know your 2 cents. Throw your change in the comments below. Let me know. Do you think Aiden was wrong? Do you think Doechii's an industry plant? Do you think TDE Punch is playing passive aggressive Suge Knight? Let me know in the comments below. I am Savvy Mike in this. So I am Savvy Mike TV.